I want to talk about this GTR, the first original GTR. This is the GTR Hakosuka Skyline, and it is an absolute legend. In the 1970s and late 1960s, Prince Motor Company and Nissan first made the original generation of the GTR, not as Godzilla, but something far more unique. The Nissan GT-R Hakosuka Skyline, given by its nickname Hakosuka. And it is likely one of the most unusual, unheard names because what I truly understand about this reminds me of an old school 1989 BMW M5 because it really does look like one. I mean, what I truly understand about this GTR is that although it's the first original GTR, but no one really cares about it anymore. And what I truly love about it, it's just so amazing. It kind of feels like a Nissan car with the inline six. Basically, all of these cars did had inline six engines before, but now they got V6s in 2015. Actually, when I came across this car on the internet, many people say that it was actually the very first GTR that they have ever seen in their life. I mean, this car was already 56 years old, so we're celebrating 56 years of the GTR being built. And since it was 1971, Prince Motor Company and Nissan made a two-door version of this car. There was actually a sedan version of this car, but it was transformed into a coupe, now going by the legendary nickname Hakosuka Nissan Skyline GTR. Sounds like a long name, but I'll prefer it as the Skyline Hakosuka because it sounds a bit short, but it's still a bit long. But what I truly aspire from this car is that it basically reminds me of some old school Mitsubishi or Toyota Corolla from the mid 1970s, and it really does look like one. The capabilities of the Nissan Skyline GTR wasn't something like this before. It was pretty much a subwheel family vehicle that many people still drive to the beach, go to a road trip, or go to the movies, or just grocery shopping. But once you become aware of what the Nissan Skyline's history was, this GTR is just by far amazing. It's truly like an analog race car that feels like, I don't know, maybe something more subtle, something more gentle. But once you come to the whole fact of the GTR, it just becomes something else. This is the first GTR that I laid my eyes on when it comes to watching cars. GTR Hakosuka, or the 2000 GTR, is basically the most GTR that I have ever seen on the internet. When I talk about something cool, I meant something more delicate, and this GTR is the most delicate model to be have ever been seen on the roads. I mean, it's not really rare for most people to have one because I think it's mostly uncommon because the homologation rules in the US say that you can only import these cars if they were 25 years old and only have 276. But for most people, the Nissan Skyline and other sports cars in Japan were likely having about 293 or sometimes 300 plus horsepower, thus making it very valuable to tune these things, and they were basically common in the car world as we know today. The Skyline Hakosuka really does look more like an old Mitsubishi because from what I can tell by its boxy face and boxy shape, it just feels like an old Mitsubishi. It doesn't feel much of a Skyline because Skylines in the 80s and 90s, they all feel all curvy and aerodynamic. This one was so edgy. The edgy appearance just make them so aggressive, so recognizable, so iconic. And what I truly love about this car is just purely unimaginable. And I obviously love how its designs really capture that 1960s and 1970s look because in America, all the cars back in the 70s and 80s and 1990s, they all feel boxy and less likely curvy because in other countries, other cars just feel like round. Like I don't know much. But when it comes to the Nissan Skyline Hakosuka or the Skyline Hakosuka, it really feels like that old feeling of a old car where all the gadgets and gizmos were not even existing in those previous era, and this GTR is just about one of them. The Nissan Skyline Hakosuka is just purely an analog GTR of the past because we're celebrating 56 years of the Nissan Skyline GTR, and wow, it is amazing. Just look how that boxy design really captures the car's presence. Whether you hate it or not, or how you would like it or love it, the Nissan Skyline Hakosuka is not just a boring old family car that your parents drive. The Hakosuka Skyline was made to be a sleeper. This was the beginning of the sleeper car era between 1970 and 1980s. By the time it was the 1990s, that's when sleeper cars really dominated the era. Before muscle cars were a thing, these were the only things that existed in a period where all the cars in the world were just purely analog. There's no hybrid engines, there's no Tesla, no AI or whatever. It's just you, a manual transmission, and 3 pedals, and that's about it. The feeling of the engine vibrating through your veins is just so memorable. The memories behind these cars just don't fade away that easily. And when it comes to the Skyline GT-R Hakosuka from the 1970s, that's when everyone realizes that it's not just a car, it's all about the cars that gave us the personality to believe that some cars just refuse to give into a modern day world without even knowing that they were already gone. And this is why everyone loves the 1971 Nissan Skyline GT-R Hakosuka. I think it was one of the early GTRs that came before the R35, the R34, and others. This was likely the beginning of the GTR era. And that is the story of the Nissan Skyline GT-R Hakosuka.